James 4, yeah. Bacardi Dark on the track. Yeah, ball dropping. It's that round table talk. What you talking about? Raw, uncut, hot topic straight off the top. Sapping the hunts, ball dropping just like a punt. Most valuable podcast, giving you what you want. I'm so official, blow the whistle. They chopping it up around the table, talking shizzle with my nizzles. Ballin' cause it's simple, dropping straight off the mental. Discussing our views, sports, politics, in the news. Your part and hard as all. Sap the boy got bars. Intro to switch up the tempo, crushing your innuendos. My first take is undisputed. Cliche so sharp, I'm like SPD exclusive. It's that round table talk. What you talking about? Raw, uncut, hot topic straight off the top. Sapping the hunts, ball dropping just like a punt. Most valuable podcast, giving you what you want. It's that round table talk. Yeah. James 4. What up, Sapping the hunts? It's that round table talk. Give it to him.
And now, welcome your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Roundtable Talk, the K-Saps and the Hunts.
Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy K-Sap, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm glad that everybody's tuning in. We got people coming in the building. Once y'all get in the stream, make sure y'all like, send your comments, subscribe, and share. We got a nice episode lined up for you guys tonight. This is a big occasion tonight because not only do we have the ladies of SBD going to present a great show for you guys on mental health and generational curses. It gives us a chance as men to sit back and watch the ladies put on a great show. So, we're going to do some housekeeping first. I want to take this time to thank everybody that's rocking with Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. We do our roundtable talks. We do them on Friday nights, but, last night we didn't have an episode. We waited to do this one on Saturday because the ladies got together and they wanted to put on something, monumental for you guys. So for everybody that's tuned in, I appreciate you guys. It's always a pleasure that we have people that come in and watch us and, engage with us and we have a good time. So, get yourself a nice beverage tonight. Get yourself, whatever you're drinking, man. Just be engaged with the ladies. Send your comments. They'll respond to all comments and they're going to put on a great show. So, it's been a long road for us. We've been having fun, and I appreciate everybody that generally, supports us, and we have a great time and we like doing these things, we like having conversations, and a lot of people have conversations about different things, but we have conversations about things that people don't want to talk about. But these young ladies, they put together a game plan and they're going to come up with something special for you guys tonight. And they're going to talk about, like I said, mental health in the Black communities and also generational curses. So, if you got a notepad, you might want to take some notes, because this is going to be epic. So we're going to take a small break. And once we take a break, I'm going to bring the ladies into the studio and then they're going to put on a great show for you. So just stay tuned. We'll be back. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. So, as you know, my name is K-Sap Squared.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Deja.
I'm Mercedes.
I'm Amber.
All right. Thank you, ladies. So, before we get started, I want to just start out with how's everybody week go?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Eventful. It was nice.
Eventful.
We're straight.
What about you, Amber? I think you probably about ready for to drop on us. But other than that, how was your week?
I am ready to drop. But my week was fine, playing the pregnant card at work. So,
Amen.
Hey, yeah, we gotta get it in.
Yes.
We gotta get it in. I
Take full
can't
advantage.
make it because I'm pregnant. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Text my manager. I think I'm feeling little contractions this morning. I'm like, she's been having contractions for 3 weeks.
Braxton,
Look,
what do you want me to say to her?
Right.
Mind your business.
Right. Mind the business that occasion.
All right, y'all. So, Deja, you just had a baby.
Yes, I did 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks. So you're on your bounce back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my body back right, slowly but
Right.
surely.
So is it different now that you're a mother?
Yeah.
First time mother.
Yes, it is different. Life seems different. It still seems unreal at times, but I'm adjusting well. So
Good. And so that kind of leads us, guys, into our first topic of the night. Deja just had a baby. This is my baby, big baby, and she's having a baby. I just had to throw that in there to embarrass you just one time.
Right.
So, that kind of leads us into generational with babies and kids, because we all know that as children, we are taught, we listen to some things, we hear things, we go to auntie's house, grandmother's house, we talk different things. But how does that change, as generation changes? Because we have to understand that a lot of times, before I had Amber, I was a young mom. I had Amber at 16 years old. So that was one of those things where I knew that I didn't want her to follow in my footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of made it to where, okay, I'm breaking this curse here. I'm going to go ahead and do this thing the right way. I saw how it was done and how my mom, did all she could. It was a little struggle at times, but we made it. We made it on through. But that kind of leads into that. Are there some generational things that I know Amber had a few things that she wanted to kind of discuss, because we always talk about generational, like within our families, and just how we were raised versus how we will raise our kids. Because how I raised Amber may not raise her child the same way. How my mom raised me, I didn't raise Amber that way. So, it's kind of, I'm going to kind of pull it over to Amber and she can kind of take it from there.
So, the cool thing about generational curses is now we know it's a curse. I think growing up in the Black community, we just kept doing things over and over and over again, and it wasn't called a curse then. It was, you do what I teach you to do, and then you're going to teach them to do it, and we're going to keep doing this because this is all we know. But now we know better. Thank God. So, so I have a few. I was actually talking to my husband this morning, and I was like, I want to remember like some talking points. But I feel like it's kind of cool in the Black community. A lot of us deal with the same curses in our families. Like, even though we're all separate families, we all deal with like a lot of the same like thematic stuff. The big stuff for me is, like she said, teenage pregnancies, or even going into broken family dynamics. Mom and dad don't stay together, not in the same household. That is super common.
Right.
People are still doing that to this day. And my big one is like communication, like how Black families communicate with each other.
Right.
And how things were looked at, like when you were growing up. In the Black community, I feel like it's frowned upon if you disagree with the elder, or if you, you know what I mean? Like if you have a difference of opinion, that's disrespectful.
You have to agree.
Yeah,
whatever they're saying.
Exactly. So it was like, you need to be quiet, and I'm the adult. I'm older than you, and what I'm saying is law.
Right.
And now we know that. I mean, of course, I still feel like you want to respect, people that are older than you, your parents, your grandparents. But it's not disrespectful if I don't necessarily feel the way you feel about something, as long as I'm expressing myself respectively.
Exactly.
I don't know how it was in you guys' family. That and another thing with how y'all feel like Black parents don't apologize for
They
anything.
don't.
Girl, they don't.
They
Ain't never sorry.
I said it. I meant it.
Yes.
But I said it.
Yeah. It's no sorry. It's you hungry.
You want to go get something to
You
eat?
wanna get something to eat?
Yes.
Like, wait, what? Did you just go off on that 20 minutes ago?
I ain't hungry.
My
I want
worst
your
one,
food.
the worst one in our family
Mhm.
was when we used to get in trouble and get whoopings. I had an uncle.
Okay.
I was gonna say leave him nameless, but since he's out there,
My boy.
once you get a whooping, I'm gonna take, as in the Black community, of course. As you're getting the whooping, we're gonna explain to you why you're getting the whooping, and then transfer into how we fight now. But in this whooping, while you're crying and this person is hitting you, this person says, "Hold out that hand." He hits the hand and then says, as you're crying, tell that hand don't do it anymore. So at this moment, and you try to muster up something to say.
Right.
And at this point, it's psychological, like, sir, how?
Okay. I'm trying to,
And at this point, you want to hit me again to make me say it again.
You all a 7.
I can't get it out, sir.
Sir, what more do you want?
It's not right. And we was talking about that too. Me and my husband and I'm not anti-whippings or nothing. I'm not like gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm never gonna spank my child. Like, no, she gonna need a whooping.
Oh yeah. Tune up.
But the parents that excessively whoop and hit
Oh,
on
yes.
their children,
Yes.
that is a
That's a
generational curse. Like,
Oh.
your kid do anything, you ready to pop them.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of talk to them.
Instead of talk to them. And then
Yeah.
we wonder why we raise all these men and women who can't communicate. They don't know how to express
Express
themselves.
themselves.
Yeah.
Even
They
as-
just been popped.
Even as far as how, like back in the day, you know, some older parents, they probably didn't cuss at their kids. The new generation, they calling their kids all B's and
Right.
excuse my
Yeah.
language. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what they do. And it's like it's a normal to them.
Right.
So the kids grow up and they thinking it's okay. And so they doing the same thing. So it's just like
That's
it's
good.
continuing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, how do y'all think you break that? How do you think well, let me rephrase it. How do you think Amber or Deja or anybody you can answer too? How do you think y'all could break, or have you ever broke a generational curse? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being in you know, in your family, what curses have you,
That's
know,
good.
been able to break?
That's good. So Sadie, I was thinking, because me and Mercedes, if y'all don't know, we're first cousins. So yeah, so I so we're family. I'm trying to think in our family. What's some
Girl.
was that one of the
I had a pen before I came here.
girl you did?
I had a pen before I came here.
Well, let me ask you this:
Okay.
was I one of the first ones that went to college?
See, I was going
I
to
was
say
gonna
that.
say that
It was
one.
on my list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
No.
yeah,
No.
who was the first?
Aunt Betty.
Did Betty go to college?
Aunt Betty was she went to college and she was a substitute teacher.
I remember she was a
Okay.
teacher. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's
So-
another big one too.
Yeah, because not a lot went to college.
Yeah.
in our
Mhm.
family.
They didn't. And I was just
Yeah.
talking to Amber about that this morning. I said I had a baby. I went into survival mode.
Yeah.
I'm about to find this first job because baby, I gotta buy Pampers. and
Exactly.
milk.
Mhm.
I can't, that's the difference in my mindset and our generation at that time versus the generations. That's why I admire all the the millennials and
Gen X
Gen
and
X.
Gen Z.
Gen X.
Yes, I admire you guys because I think it's like they're born from a whole different little. Y'all came from somewhere different. It's just like y'all having, and then y'all having different babies. Y'all babies holding your heads up already.
Eyes
I'm
open.
like, these are grown little kids.
I'm a firm believer. These pandemic babies are not the same
They
kind of babies.
They definitely are not.
These pandemic babies they are coming here literally little baby jeans. My best friend had a baby and then a week later he's doing this. Sir, where you going?
Mine's
Like
trying to
Deja,
be
little baby Dalen, boy, he already.
Trying to
Hey,
make
whoa, you wait a minute, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
so
old people say, maybe he's moving out the way for
Moving
another
up.
one.
right.
Now,
You know,
yeah.
that's true.
It ain't
That's the
happening right
I'm just saying.
Those generational sayings.
Right. Yeah, generational sayings.
Country.
No, ma'am.
No.
You know, it's some that we still stand by, y'all.
Right. Now, look, some are foundational to the point where it's like, okay, now look, I can twerk this in my favor a little bit. I can make it work for me. I can't probably use all of it, but I can,
right. And that's the thing.
Lying,
that's the thing I try to say. It's like, you know, I can't expect my mom to teach me what I taught Amber because it was in a different era. She was doing the best that she knew what to do at that time that she was raising me. And then it just went on from there. You know, things change, things get better.
Right.
And, you know, around the world, Amber has different resources. You know, she went to college, she took a whole different route than I did. So she broke the whole line, you know?
Right.
So,
yeah. I think to break it, you have to realize that it's something that needs to be broken.
Exactly.
It has to be like something with you, like individually. Like I knew growing up, we made it through, like she said, but outside wasn't pretty. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to take a different route. Seems like education, seems like going to college is gonna be my personal out.
Right.
It's gonna keep me from having to spin my wheels. Even stuff like managing your finances and stuff. That stuff is a generational curse. Black people, Black people not leaving anything for generations after you, having GoFundMe's to get buried. No, that's cursing. Why don't we have life insurance?
Okay.
That's a great one.
That is my pet.
And then this is the thing, because how different people were taught. Oh, you don't need it right now.
Right.
You need to get it when you're young. That's the best time to get it, so that you don't have all these underlying conditions.
So you're not trying to get it when you're 57 and got COPD and
pre-existing conditions and your rates going
sky high.
Exactly.
Now you mad because you can't afford it.
Exactly. Exactly. Now you mad.
That's why they ain't getting it. Cause like, dang, they done went to that old and it's too bad. They like forget.
The responsibilities is different, but I think you have to realize it's a problem, something that you consciously like want to change. Like she said, some things she did with me growing up, I might not do with my child. Some things she did do, I might continue to keep. You know what I mean? It's up to you, and you know what you want to do with your next lineage of people. My last little one was like little stuff like life skills that we didn't learn. My husband was talking about this morning, like he didn't have his dad growing up. So it's like manly stuff that he had to learn how to do by himself because a man's not in the household. So changing tires and changing your oil and doing stuff around the house. Right. He has to learn that on his own or get a job that teaches him that stuff. Black people not knowing how to swim. Generational curse. I broke a curse of us being deathly afraid of dogs. Y'all, fun fact. My mama used to not be here. She's better now, though. She was not here for dogs. My granny's not here for dogs.
She ain't never gonna be here.
So it was like I could have walked around my whole life like, oh, you got a dog. Oh, I can't.
My mom's scared. I'm scared.
It's a curse.
We would jump on your couch. We would jump on you to get away from us.
To get away from us.
We would jump on you.
We would.
I broke it in
I jumped on her.
And I'm so glad that happened, y'all, because now I'm not super lovey-dovey on everybody's dog. Now, don't get it twisted. I still don't like big dogs, and don't run up on me. But as long as your dog is in the room and he minding his business, I'm fine with being in the same room. I'm not gonna go run out the door if you got a dog. But if your dog was barking like Satan dog when we went to her house, that's different.
Yo,
what your dog do?
Girl, he was in a cage about the size of this bed.
No. First, let's say what type of dog it was.
Yeah.
And then secondly, was he not about to bust out of that cage?
Not bust out the cage.
We felt like he was.
He was.
See, that's how
he
was excited.
What kind of dog do you have, Sadie?
So I have an all white pit bull. His name is Major. And he is just the biggest baby ever. All he wants to do is sit in your lap. Like he wants to be held
I'm glad
like
you
a baby.
said that. So Sadie, I'm glad you said that, because what kills me, you go to these people's house and I got a dog. You thinking a little dog. This dog to us looked like a horse. Because he's huge. Oh, he's just a baby. He just want to play, but he's growling at us. He's shaking the cage. And we was like, oh, no.
He's not cute. And
he ain't cute.
First of all, he's not a baby.
Girl.
He's my baby. That's the only son I'm gonna ever have. That's it.
That's the thing.
That's the only son.
It's like speaking dog language. Like I catch myself like because when somebody doesn't have a dog, they don't understand a dog's mannerisms. Like some stuff can be taken as aggressive, but they really are just like. And you be like, bro, I promise, if I let them out, like he's
overly excited for no reason.
I broke. my fear dog's living with a pit bull.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. My roommate decided it was a cute idea to get one. We were in college. She got a pit, and I was just like, okay.
But that's good.
I remember when you told me that. I was like,
she was like,
wow.
you living with a pit. You know, when you don't like dogs, you're like, oh, that's nasty. Like,
right.
Right. I promise I'm very clean. Probably one of the cleanest houses you've been to, and I have a dog. You could be clean with a dog,
right?
Yeah.
Like
it's boundaries. Now you still stay in a dog's place.
Facts.
Look,
your dog
coming. Yes,
minimal. Look, minimal black generational curse. Look,
Right.
I love it. We don't have a dog.
Yeah,
First of all, he's not gonna come in my kitchen.
He's not
gonna sleep in my bed. Okay. We're not gonna bath together. He's not gonna get in my tub. He's not gonna use my towels. You better take him outside. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is. Oh, Amber, we have a question for you. What made you take a different approach
to life?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, seeing the stuff we were going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like we was homeless or nothing, but you know what I mean. Like it wasn't. I was aware of like the financial struggles that we had. It's a lot of people growing up. If your parents didn't have it all, I mean, you notice that stuff. So I was just like, okay, well, I see this is what they did. This is the type of jobs they have. This is the route they had to take. What can I do differently? Okay, first step, I'm gonna try to put off that baby as long as I can. Okay, no babies. I didn't want no parts.
Oh,
like, it wasn't even. Yeah, right. She scared me. Like, yeah.
I wanted to.
It was like no, like
I did. I wanted
what was
to.
a boyfriend? Like no,
it worked.
No, girl, that's nasty.
So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because now mine boys. We like books. We don't like boys.
Yeah.
Girls love books. Good girls love books.
I like that saying. Good
Girls love books. I like
it.
And that's really that's something I'm gonna keep because Hayden, no. You're gonna get distracted. Like it's human nature. Like I can't help it. Like I'm glad I wasn't 12, but like I got a boyfriend.
Yeah,
like what?
You know what?
One even think about
it. Honey,
okay, get smacked.
Look, get in them books.
Okay, sit down.
Right now.
We're not finna do that.
Yes.
That's real good, Amber. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you're married. You know, you got married. Now you have a child. You're doing it
the right way.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
You did good, Kenisha.
Look at you, girl.
You go, girl. You're real good. So, y'all, what about the generational? I won't say it's a curse, but what about seeing? I say for myself, I grew up with my mom and dad. So I grew up seeing how great of a father my dad was, a great husband. So that made me like my dad kind of set the standards up there.
Right.
So my mom got this. This is what I want, and I'm accepting nothing less. Right. So that's one of the things that I would say growing up that I saw that I wouldn't say that was a curse, but that made me like, I want this.
Right. Yes. And we talk about that all the time. That's good.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people don't have that. Exactly. A lot of people have the opposite and don't want anybody like that. So that is a blessing.
I got the opposite. Like my mama was married. She'd been married twice. So the first time she was married for a long time, but it wasn't like the best example of marriage.
Right.
So, you know, I seen, you know, different stuff. Now she married again and I see it, you know, I want that. But even when she was in like the first marriage, I knew that that's not what I wanted, you know?
Right. Yeah. Right. And then another thing is, what do y'all think about, we have to break the curses of being with men that are not that we know that are not good for us.
Okay.
And watching letting our kids watch this and think, and now I'm not even gonna say kids, I'm gonna take it a step further. Our little girls watch the men and
Boys
little boys too.
Boys
Little
too.
boys
Yep.
too watch the way that the men act,
Yep.
and then we wonder why the boys
grow up and
be
how they
just like
are.
that.
right.
Because that's
We
what
wonder
they
why they so angry,
Right,
or why they
right.
go to school and they have learning issues.
say. Right.
Communication issues.
Communication, or why young boys think they need to grow up and have a whole face,
Okay.
or
Yes.
go out there. Like that's like a thing, like in our culture. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
young, you do it. Like
It
you're supposed to. Like
Yeah,
you're
like,
supposed to.
don't settle down until
that's
later.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
you a teenager. That's not cute. It's
not.
not. And I
Sorry.
promise, when I have a son, I'm discouraging you from doing all that.
Okay.
Like it's not cool.
Mm-mm.
But I think it's like an unconscious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get into like what you tolerated and what you put up with, like people don't realize like that's tied into your self-worth, what you think you deserve, and stuff like that. Like
Heavy on the mental.
you're not right.
Heavy on the mental.
Yes,
Right.
the sixth way into mental health.
I'm telling
That's
you.
sliding right on into our
Yes.
next subject, because as children, literally the way that my mom told me she was brought up and how my grandmother was brought up and the things that they did, I'm just like, wow, it's a wonder y'all ain't had to go to counseling. Like all the stuff that you saw and that you've been through, and they just brushed everything under the rug.
Yeah.
But you know that's big in Black community.
Oh,
They
mhm.
they don't want to go to counseling. They feel like they can figure it out on their own.
Pray about it.
Yeah,
That's what you pray about.
that's the main
Pray
reason.
about
We've
it.
been all we
So
got
what
for
is-
so long.
Yeah.
That's from
And that's all
slavery.
we know.
Right.
That's all they know. They know.
Sure.
That's all they knew. Yeah. Our parents growing up, that's all they knew.
That's true.
Okay, so we got one before we get in too deep in today. We got a question for Deja.
Mhm.
Deja, have you learned from growing up watching your mother raise you? Will that have effect the way you raise your son?
Hold on, let me read it again.
Stop.
So basically, you raise your son different.
Differently.
Oh
Differently.
yes, because
Yeah.
the example I had of a man, and when I was growing up, when my mama was married, it's not. It was abusive. I seen drugs. I seen,
Right.
it was not healthy.
Right.
Although I am a single mom, I'm still gonna try to do my best. So whenever I do have a man come in my household, that he don't be exposed to that type of stuff.
Right.
Like I don't want my child to go through some of the things that I went through growing up. So I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to make sure he don't.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it makes sense. We always want to continue to raise the bar, and I would hope. I mean, I don't know any parent that doesn't want their child to be better than they were. So that was I always told Amber that as a child. I want you to do this, and I want you to do this, and I want you to go to college. And I think I just said it all. It sunk in, and she just went. It's a little bit different for boys.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Exactly. That's
It's
what
a
I was
different-
thinking about.
It's
It's
a difference in
different.
the.
It's a little different in the mindset. It's just
Y'all
the
feel like
mindset.
boys are coddled. Y'all are all boy moms.
We
How do
both.
y'all feel?
Well, yeah, me
Except
and
for her.
yeah. Except she
Except
has
Sadie.
girls.
You have
Sadie has
girls?
two
So we
girls.
boy moms. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people feel like
most-
boys are coddled.
They
But
are.
Makai
Black women tend to be harder on their daughters than
Oh,
they
than
they are
are
on
their
their
sons.
sons.
It
Yes,
was
they
though.
are.
It was. I had
That-
5 brothers.
I agree.
How
with
are they
it.
treated versus
Right,
how
versus
you?
They can do whatever they want, but let me and my sister do it.
Oh.
Why you doing this?
World
and
War
that?
III.
Oh,
Agreed.
You
What is
right.
that?
Agreed. Hey, mama,
Well,
I know
I
you
asked-
listening,
I
girl.
asked my
but it's
mom
a difference, girl.
I asked my mom. I know Mama is probably tuned in,
Girl.
and she ain't gonna say nothing. But I did ask her that one time. Was it a difference in why was it a difference in I couldn't go anywhere, and then my brother could go everywhere, or when he was my age, and I just looked and I was like, well, this boy he get to do everything
Okay.
he want to do. I was like, well, I didn't get to do that, and it was just kind of like, oh, well, he's a boy.
He's a boy.
What?
What is
I need
that?
an answer.
And that seems to be the final
Yeah.
all say all. Like,
Yeah,
he's
a
a
boy.
boy.
He's a boy. You girl, I had
I
to watch
noticed.
you because I didn't want you to be fast.
Y'all
What
don't know
is
how
that?
bad messed my
What
head
is
up.
not
Yeah.
wanting your
Say
little
it.
girls to be fast, but you're okay with your son losing his virginity and his
At
teenage
12.
years? Yes.
Right.
What what is that?
Yeah,
No, ma'am.
that's
No.
unacceptable.
That
That's
is-
what that is.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just it. I don't know. I think that's generational too, because
Mama
it
does
could
it
be.
Yes.
It could be. No,
Because
no,
Makai
no.
is different than
no.
I was.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you now.
Oh, Amber
Now,
said
Maybe
this.
he.
Now,
yeah.
Kareem. Now we can call K-Sap up here. That's the one. That's the one who spoils Makai.
Yes.
Not me.
Yeah.
He's a baddies boy.
Yes. I don't live with them, so I can't say which parent is doing what.
Right.
Mhm.
But I will say there's a difference between how I was when I was Makai's
Right.
age versus how he is right now. But it could be because we're two different people. Of course, people are not going to be the same.
Raised at different times.
But just the independence part, I feel like I was way more independent. Like I was like, I'm ready to stay home by myself. I know what I want to do when I grow up.
Right.
I'm cleaning my room. You better clean your room before you go outside and play. You're going to have those dishes clean. You folding your own clothes. You do it was Amber, we're not babying you. You go
Amber,
And
yes.
that's with none girls. Like,
for what
none of the black moms baby coddle. Yeah,
No.
they may dress us up and make us look
Cute.
And that's what I keep her, I feed them, I keep them. But let's talk about a little psychological point where you're sitting here treating me like I'm supposed to be in boot camp and homeboy over here just like running them up.
What is this? This would never be tolerated. Right.
I mean, can I get an explanation?
Give me one.
Can I buy an
These
explanation?
mothers out there.
But good,
And all I got was, he's a boy.
He's a boy.
He's a boy. Oh, boys.
Any boy moms can contest to this, because to me personally, I don't feel like I did anything differently with. If anything, I'm more harder on Makai than I was on her, because I knew Amber was gonna do whatever it was that she needed to do, and I was fine. I didn't have to say get out, get your homework, get to the table. She would get to the table and do her own homework. We would go to doctor's appointments. She would have her little book. She would sit and read her little book, or she would color, and all she would be looking at all the other kids running around like.
Okay. Why y'all acting like children?
That was grown.
So I think it was because being a young mother and raising her on my own, I think that kind of caused her to kind of grow up too, because we were growing up together.
That could be the difference.
That could be. Because I was gonna ask you if you feel a difference, because I know with me and my brother, hey mama, but I feel like it was a difference, and we're only 3 years apart. But it seemed like, man, he got to do whatever, but me, nothing. I couldn't do nothing.
That's how it was.
And we don't
more catering to the boys than me. Like when I graduated college, me and my brother graduated together, and I know my mom was very proud, but it was like they were so happy for him. But me over here, it's like,
it was an expectation.
It was like, girl, yes,
that's
what
what you should be doing.
Like, heavy on the expectations on the end of the table. Heavy on the expectations. Heavy. Because I literally asked, and she came out and said it. I was like, I just don't understand. I was like, I want to know. She was like, when this was related to something else, but it was definitely in the same field of boys coddle, girls drill sergeant. I don't know if it was to instill that form of independence or what, but for her response was, because I don't have to worry. I know I don't have to worry about you, but with them, I have to worry about them.
I heard that one too.
And I'm like,
but
that made me.
You can perceive it as like less love,
yes,
or right? You know what I mean? Even though it's not, that's how you can perceive that.
But exactly, lack of communication.
Yes.
But let's just keep it real. Every child is not the same. So as a child, we are going to feel like, oh my God, he was able to do this. I wasn't able to do this. Oh, you might have felt, oh my God, I had to do this. Makai don't have to do this, or whatever the case is. But it could have been that I just have to, I know what you can do versus what this child can do. Just like some people in their house, they have, all these huge families that have like 4 and 5 kids. Like, just imagine trying to juggle all of the kids, and then all the kids thinking that this one is getting more than this one.
That's how it was in my household.
Oh yeah,
because I have 5 brothers, and then it was me and my sister. My sister's older, but
So you had a large sibling.
Yeah, so my mama definitely. My brothers now, they can do whatever they want. They have to ask. She don't have to talk to the parents. But if me and my sister was trying to go to somebody, who are there? Let me speak to the mom. I'm finna come.
So she
Why you ain't do this with my brothers?
The...
Like they could just go free and do whatever they wanted to do, and it was just like it was so normal. So you know.
And so, do you think that because they were like that, does that cause you to do different things? I know when a lot of kids can't do certain things, that causes them to be rebellious. That causes them to go do the things that you told them not to do.
Yeah.
Does that
say that makes you?
I think it's
did I hit a nerve?
What?
Bring it out, Sadie. Bring it out.
Oh, girl. See,
the
mess up for me. No, I was the opposite. I was a very sheltered child.
Right. Yeah.
But when I got a dose of freedom,
that's what she's saying.
When I got
you couldn't handle it.
Oh, I could, and I knew what I could get away with, what I couldn't get away with. I mean, clocking
but
all the way down.
But it was the high of getting away with it because you were so used to being told no.
Girl,
that's what.
Girl. And like now it's one of those like, and with that face, with that rebellious face, now I'm just like, I'm 32, and most people that I ain't gonna say like a plan, but you know, most people around this age are, you know, going out, having fun, doing this. Meanwhile, I got 2 kids trying to run the business, go to school, you know what I'm saying, work from home, do all the stuff, and I'm just like, well, okay. I mean, I did all that already. Like, I did all of the partying I wanted to do before I had kids. I feel like I did everything minus, you know, traveling and, you know, finding my dreams and stuff like that. But all of the partying and the, you know what I'm saying, all of that.
Is it kind of like a product of environment type of situation to where, you know, this person may have grown up sheltered and in private school and did all these great things, and then this person grew up maybe middle class, and then this person may grow up in the projects, and they see this and it's all they know, then it just continues, right? You know?
Yeah, but no, it was
wasn't like that.
Just me. It was just me, like taking that freedom. Like for me, it was taking that freedom, taking that independence, because I know, you know, how to be responsible. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know what you taught me because you drilled it in me. So I know, you know what I'm saying, as a self-respecting person, I know, you know, I know what my limits are.
Right.
And whether I'm in your presence or not, I still know me. You know what I'm saying? I still know what you taught me. But with you, you know what I'm saying, having me like this all the time and not letting me know that there's more to life than just here. It's more to life than just me. Because the biggest thing that I learned in my psychology class in school was you are not going to be the only influence in your kids' life. So my goal right now is to be, I may not be the only influence in their life, but my job is to be the biggest. So they make sure, so they know even when they're not with me, what to do and how to conduct themselves. And to pay attention to their surroundings, because like the people nowadays,
it's different.
The kids exposed to way more than we was ever exposed to.
It's so different.
So Sheena, being a daddy's girl growing up, now that you have a 13-year-old son, does some of your father's traits come out of you raising your son?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I think, you know, and I think my mom and dad did a great job raising me. But with my dad, he's like real patient. And so that's one thing I'm trying to learn, more patience, because I want to be like that. Like, y'all, his patience is unreal.
Right, really,
girl. His patience is
low key.
I can't count that. One man.
I mean, when they say patience,
girl.
Like literally, patience is everything.
Patience, you know. So I definitely want to learn that, because I get a little riled up. Sometimes, but
I think we all can.
Definitely patience.
Yeah. I think that comes along with like motherhood. Like you get that.
We be passionate about it.
The passion. That's how when I get passionate about something. Because my biggest thing, and I try to tell JB, I don't want to just be fussing at you all the time, but it's more out of I love you so much, and I know how the world is, and I just want you to get it. I just want you to do good. I want you to, you know,
lead them, but you can't make them drink.
You
can't make them.
Woo.
So
and then that's the hardest part with kids in this generation growing up. It's like we try to do everything and we try to do this, and it's like, oh my God, it's stressful being a parent. I
can see that being me.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
Because you thinking everything you're doing right. I can think of 10 things I may be doing wrong. Like, oh my gosh, I should be doing this by now, or I should have done this. And I'm like, oh Lord, let me stop beating myself up and just continue to do what I'm doing.
I just pray, especially, when our boys are 13, I just pray they get it and they just be good guys, like don't fall victim to this worldly stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's just my biggest prayer. And God, I just want it
Especially
so bad
raising
for
black boys.
And so do you think, and then mental health too with children, with black children, because it starts out with them, y'all, before it even reaches even adult. And you know how it starts? Because a lot of parents don't pay enough attention to their kids. They just let them go off and be gone for hours.
Here, you go.
And it starts at a little age, getting that iPad. And they on that iPad. They on something electronic. So when they're having an issue, what they do is just they don't know what to do. They can't talk.
It's not enough talking
Exactly.
going on.
It's
like
it's too much thinking.
Right. It's too exactly. Me and Tyrell were talking about that. Like we plan to, every time we discipline Hayden, or she's gonna get in trouble. It's inevitable. Nobody has perfect children. Right. I have to explain to you why this is wrong.
That was my big
why
thing.
I don't want you to do this. Why?
Oh yeah.
And then also giving her always letting her know that you're able to express yourself. Like you don't have to hide stuff from us. It's a lot of parents, they don't give their children the opportunity to say anything. You as a kid, right? You don't get to be mad. You don't get to get sad. You get to get there and be quiet. I feed you. I clothe you.
But do you understand why I'm telling you that you can't go over there?
Exactly.
We were just told I can't go.
Right.
Why? It don't matter. You just can't go.
I'm not everybody. Explain.
I like to explain.
Well, I don't know them like that. I'm concerned about your safety. I have to be cognizant of which adults you're around. Like, I didn't realize that stuff growing up. Like, going over my friend's house and they have dads and stepdads and things like that. And stuff like that happens to children.
Yes, Amber.
But you don't think about that. Okay, you just tell me no. Like, that's the problem.
Right.
Having that open dialogue. Right.
Yeah. Like that's one of the things that I make sure that I try to do, especially differently. Having two girls, because I don't want to give me a boy. But having two girls is making sure I create a safe space for communication. Like I want you to feel like, what I'm saying, you can talk to me about anything. Now, granted, depending on whatever it is, like I want you to feel like you can always come talk to me, whatever it is. No, as long as you put it on the table, we can talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Regardless, it's gonna be consequences, whatever it is. But I want you to feel safe enough to talk to me about it, because versus you telling somebody else and then something happens and now I'm just like, what's going on?
Kids taking advice from other kids. You teenagers and you talk to your little friends and y'all in there coming up with stupid stuff to do, and then you just like, I should just talk to my mama.
Right.
Probably wouldn't be in this mess.
Right.
Growing up, Amber, did you feel like you can come to your mom and talk to her about anything?
I did. I wasn't really secretive per se, but I felt like I knew what to cue her in on and what not to cue her in on, because I knew it would set her off.
Gotcha.
And it wouldn't even, in hindsight, I really, like, I'm grown now, I ain't got nothing to hide, but I really didn't do much. I might have talked to boys a little bit earlier than what I was supposed to, but we wasn't doing nothing. We really were. I'm not sending you pictures. We not having inappropriate. It's just like, hey, what you doing? Okay, that was funny in class on Friday. But if I knew if I went to my mom and was like, yeah, I'm texting this boy, or I like this boy, it would have been like, well, you're not supposed to be doing that. We're not tolerating that. So it was just like, I'm gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
But it's learning. I know how to go about when Hayden's 12, 13, 14. How even if I'm not right, I might not approve, but I at least want to know.
You want to know.
And that's the thing. I want to know. Just let me know. That way even if whatever it is, I just let me know so I can be clued in on it. Because the worst thing is being clueless when something happens to your child, or you don't know where your child is, or, you know what I'm saying, or you get a phone call and that's that phone call, and all you heard from your child was, oh, I'm going over with a friend's house, me and my girl's going here, or I'm going down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And you always want to give them that safe space too.
Right.
You want to be able to. You don't, because every time a child come to you, if they feel like, if JB come to you and say, you know, hey mama, can I do this? And he may know you gonna say no or whatever it is, but ask anyway, because I feel like, get comfortable asking me what I may say no to.
Right.
You know, and not thinking that I'm just gonna lash out and just be angry at you. You know, let me know. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. But I don't think they get it. I don't think they
don't.
They feel like mama is invading my whole space.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, you in my room.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what you doing? I'm like, what? You hiding?
Yeah.
This my room.
Right.
I'm letting you stay in here.
Okay.
I know when I was a child, you know, like I didn't do nothing anyway, but I didn't come to my mama like telling her stuff. Like
I didn't either.
I never came to her. If I tell her stuff, if it like really hit the fan, like I need to tell her this. Like,
Why do you think that is?
I can't.
Did she give you Did she give you a reason to feel that way? Was she mean or what? Or did you think that
she wasn't mean at all. It's just and it stuck with me. Like, so even now, like it's so much stuff that I haven't said. I feel comfortable saying it to other people than my mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like certain stuff I like. If it's just like I'm crying, I'm just like, okay, let me just go ahead and talk to my mom and see what she gonna say about it. Yeah, then I talk to her.
Right.
But then other than that, I rather talk to somebody. I rather talk to y'all. Not saying I don't love my mom because I love my mom to that. But I rather talk to y'all than because
that's kind of how it was growing up. So it kind of started there, and
I can't even pinpoint no time when I was a child to now. Like, because when I was a child, I ain't do nothing. Even when I was in middle school, high school, I think it probably started. It might have started when I was going to high school, like because that's when I really started to,
Right.
But other than that,
so what do you think you're gonna? What do you think you're gonna do different with Daylin?
I'm gonna make sure I have leave the line of communication open because I want him to be able to come to talk to me before he talk to somebody else about whatever. Because not saying my mama didn't have that for me, but I don't know if I ever seen it. Like, I can't remember it. Like, I don't, I don't know.
You think they were doing what they could do? I was telling Amber earlier, I was like, you can't really, not that we're bashing the other generations. It's just different. It's just the way of life. It was different then. The way we, the food we ate was different. That's why we don't like a lot. That's why we don't like certain things and certain foods now because, it was different. It was different back then.
Right.
So,
do y'all feel like? Oh, you want me to get up?
To piggyback off Deja, I feel the same way. My mom was like that too, loved her to death, and I feel like maybe I could have talked to her, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it just wasn't those open lines of communication or maybe I was afraid. I don't know. But I can talk to her more now. But back then, because she didn't really talk to me about stuff. So I was like,
I don't want to go there with you.
Right. Even when I became, have your time of the month or whatever, I did it for a while.
Me too.
Me too.
So you
did that? I did too.
Girl, I didn't know. I didn't have that.
Y'all never.
Then I never had a big sister.
So did you ever talk about it prior to it happening?
We didn't talk like that. We didn't have sexual talks. We didn't have time of the month.
So
we didn't have
that's me.
What y'all do?
Girl,
I snuck in the cabinet and get them myself.
And then,
but then it came
out.
She found out.
And it's like, okay,
Then I never heard.
That's exactly how mine went.
I just cried when Amber told me.
The most melodramatic thing of my life.
I cried like I was.
That's where I'm at. Like,
it's funny. Like, what is it?
Maybe because she was 10.
I was a little young.
Don't say that.
Oh yeah, that was
just her 9.
I was like 13, so
I was like 13.
Yeah, we like
I was an emotional. I was an emotional.
Timing was perfect too, because I feel like we had like just talked about like okay, so this is what a cycle is. And
Baby, I went to the library. We got books. I went to the library, but everything that I talked to her about, I showed it to her in the book. So it was kind of like all the diseases, like the woman's body, everything. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if I read something that said, get your child some books and show them. Who knows? I was just like, this is the best way that I know how to explain that this is about to happen to you.
But that can be a curse.
Right.
Too.
That is a curse.
Not talking about women not talking to their daughters about cycles, or even just parents in general that don't talk to their kids about sex.
Right.
Yeah. And it's afraid of the.
Because I'll ask
afraid of the word.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of people are just afraid of the word sex. Don't want to bring it up in the house.
Or maybe their parent didn't talk to them about it.
But what's crazy is, y'all, newsflash, I think all of us growing up, before we had to talk about sex, already knew what sex was.
Right.
You know what it is.
So
it's just like, why are you avoiding this topic with your child? And they are very relevant. Sex is everywhere. It's on TV. It's on social, especially now. I know they know what sex is.
Yes. No,
so it's just like, you'd rather have those conversations than they get it at school and they getting bits and pieces. They getting wrong information.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so so we need to learn to just talk. We got to talk to our kids, you know. And do y'all feel like, well, Kenisha, since you have a son, do you feel like, you know, but you did it with Amber, would you do the same with Makai, or would you wait for his dad to do that when it comes to the
with the set? Well, with that, I always wanted Kareem to.
Right.
I want to do it myself too. It's important for both of us to do it, but I wanted it to also come from a male's perspective, because I don't, you know, he knows what to tell him if he wake up and something going on. I don't know. I don't know what you. I
coming into Kenisha. I don't know.
Go get your daddy. Get your daddy, baby. I don't know. And why? I don't even. Girl, I can't even get it out. I can't even get it out. Just boys in general. They just do different stuff. Like laying up with your hand here. And I'm like, why y'all touching yourself? But I mean, I get it. It's a boy.
So
I understand. But it definitely was easier because that was my daughter. So even, you know, like Kareem would say, it was easier for him. It's easier for him to talk to Makai about certain things than it was for him to talk to Amber. It's kind of like it was Amber. He helped me.
I was pretty open,
but you know, but with Kareem, you know, it was kind of like, you know, we had this little joke. Okay, now that Makai's born, he yours. So I guess that's probably what happened. It's probably why he just clung to him, because I was just kind of like, all right.
That's yours. Like, so I ain't ready,
you know, get that boy thing in him. And I was just, it's another thing in just being, I wanted to make sure he had that man figure right there, in and out. And I didn't give him that coddling mommy, and I want him to, you know, lay up, don't be up on me. You know, don't want to, but he don't want to go with me. So that's good. That's always a good sign. You want to go with your dad.
That's always a good sign.
It's a good sign. But anyway, so, as far as I know, Sadie, I might put you on the spot, but we had some conversations previous, and we were talking a lot about mental health.
Yes.
And you had a lot of things to discuss about the mental health. And I know that with the recent things that just happened with Simone Biles, there's Taraji P. Henson. I know she's big on the mental health. And there's a lot of other Black females and men. I mean, just sports figures everywhere. Just mental health just coming out of nowhere. Why do you think that mental health is such a big thing now, or that it's coming out so abruptly?
I think it's more so in the limelight now because after the suicide rate, when the suicide rate jumped up, especially during the pandemic, when the suicide rate jumped up, that's when people started to actually pay attention. It took something that severe for people, especially Black people, to realize that mental health is really a big thing. Going to counseling is a big thing. Going to see a therapist is a big thing. This mentality of, oh, I can fix it. Oh, well, you know, if I don't talk about it, then I don't worry about it. Or, you know what I'm saying, out of sight, out of mind. Or, well, you know, it'll blow over, or I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. Because Black women have that bad. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We gonna figure it out.
We come from figure it out moms.
Exactly. We gonna figure it out.
Figured it out. So we figure it out.
So lately I've been seeing on TikTok this thing, and a couple other places where people say, oh, well, hyper independence is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? They're saying now that hyper independent or being too independent, always want to do stuff by ourselves. We don't need anybody to do it for us. I'm not going to wait around for you to do it. I'd rather do it myself. I'm just not even going to ask you. That mentality, they're saying, oh, that's an actual mental health disorder. Like hyper independence is a mental health disorder. Even though you feel like you should be able to do everything.
Not able to delegate.
Right. You should learn how to delegate to, lessen the burden on yourself.
But what if you used to that though? That's what I
have.
I
know I have a couple of disorders.
You can't let go of stuff. Like I'm gonna do it.
That's
that particular thing I'm gonna clean or I'm gonna do it. And I want it this way.
Don't even worry about it.
And let somebody do it that you told her to do it and they don't do it right. There go a whole thing right there. It's like, see, that's why I should have did it myself. Like I should.
That's why I do everything myself.
That's why.
That's like the whole telling me no.
Oh,
when I ask you to do something and you say no, baby, that's why I should have did it myself. I shouldn't have asked you.
Let's not even get on the topic because I'm gonna bring it up. Let's not even get on the topic where you done been with a guy, you're doing everything together. All of a sudden, you ask for something and
he said,
"Oh, I ain't got it right now. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna be by there. I'm gonna bring it to you. The car never pull up." My grandpa just died, and I had to help my mama with the funeral. Yo, sir, you're adopted. You don't even know your grandfather.
Not adopted. No, adopted.
But it's the things that people say to get out of, you know what I'm saying? And just instead of just saying no. Just let me know. Like if I ask you, tell me no, because 99.99% of the time, I'm not gonna ask you.
Right,
okay.
Like I'm just gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that the pandemic brought out a lot of people's
crazy,
independent,
mental things that may have been already wrong?
Yep.
Pre-existing conditions are underlying.
Now that I can't get outside like I want to, this is not for me because a lot of people have disorders to where they have to be out. They can't be inside, or they're claustrophobic, or they're they have a whatever. I don't know all of them. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't know. So if I'm messing up any of the terms, y'all let me know. OCD and I looked up another one today that I saw, and I had never heard of it. I was like, what? That's interesting.
I think
it's like it's a mix of anxiety, depression, and something. It was some type of disorder they called it. But I'm just like, there's so many different disorders that you can have that people really don't understand that they really have.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is that like I think before when it came to mental health or psychiatric disorders, like it was thought of mental health is if you crazy, if you hear voices, if you know you need to be in a straitjacket in the crazy house.
Yep.
But people are now more educated that a lot of us, to a certain degree, you have different mental health disorders. You have signs of anxiety. You have bouts of depression that you ever look back at a time in your life and you're like, I was probably depressed.
Not being able to
I didn't even so it's like things like that. But also the nurse in me, I get kind of aggravated with social media because now they kind of throw around the terms very loosely and everybody wants to claim they have anxiety and depression, and I don't like that because it's just like like y'all trying to like diagnose everybody with everything, like please let your doctor diagnose you, please, like don't be up in here
going through Google
putting stuff on people, because some stuff is like you require medication, some stuff you can just go to therapy, some stuff you can talk out, some stuff like it's different levels. It's different levels to this.
So do I just need to go have a drink? Or can I just go ahead and do I need to go to see my doctor because I can't? Because now, to be honest with y'all, I really and truly just talking about what you're saying. Airplanes kind of mess me up now.
Exactly.
And I don't know.
I
don't know. And it came out of. I literally was like, "What? I've been flying all my life. Like, why am I getting all of a sudden hot and I'm getting nauseous and I'm getting like anxious? Like, if we have to sit on that runway like we did when we went to Miami, if we had to do that, if I have to sit on the runway, I can't. Y'all gonna have to let me off or something because I'm hot and the vent's not working. So yeah, just things like that start to happen as you get older, and you're like, maybe I do. Oh, and I'm thinking about already what I need to do for next month. That's you looking ahead. That's a form of anxiety. So a lot of people do things throughout their life daily that they don't even realize that they that they're having it. And I know, Sheena, you and I had a conversation of, you sitting in the room and you like, oh, I gotta get myself out of here. I don't want to open the curtains. I don't want to see light. I've been in the space to where I don't want to see light. I don't want to see people. And I just shut myself off from everybody.
And I think, and that's why I look back on it, Amber, like you say, you look back, maybe it was about a depression, but I was contributing mine to night shift because I've been working night shift for 13 years.
I'm tired.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm just going to sleep all day. And, but I'm energized at night. I'm like, cool, let's get it popping at night. But I've had moments where I'm like, if I could just get in some light, I feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if not, literally, I'm in. And I'm
dark.
in and just dark and just but I was able to. Now I know, I never had to go to the doctor or anything for it, but now I know and I can recognize when I'm falling into that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get out, get in the car. Those triggers. Get in the car. Let's ride. Let me get a little sunlight. And then
that's how I am too. Like I'm naturally like I love my naps. I love to like sleep in.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I'm too tired for no reason. Like,
it's
not normal. I'm kind of self-isolating too much. I'm watching a little bit too much TV.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, like I know it's like one period when me and Tyrell first moved in together, and I left my one college I was at to start nursing school in Houston, but it was like I was in a waiting period of transferring nursing school. So I was just kind of like in the house by myself. I slept all the time. Yeah. And Tyrell was like, why? Because he's a very like awake up, like get up in the morning type of person. Like, let's do something. Like, if you ain't do nothing that day, Tyrell said you wasted your day. Okay.
First of all, you ain't up by 6.
Okay. You wasted your day. He didn't got to work out in, ate some egg whites.
Yeah. And he's like, what?
Right. And I'm like, crust in my eyes, like, what, please? It was like I was sleeping all day, y'all, and I sat up and watched Netflix like all day. That's all I would do. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't really eating.
So
and he was just like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was just like, "I'm tired. Like, just leave me alone. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know." But looking back, like, I was depressed.
Yeah,
I was depressed. I didn't know it.
I know. I had a day like last week. I was just going and going and going. I ain't think about eating. It was like I was cool. Like I opened the curtain a little bit.
So much to do.
And it's just like
postpartum is real.
Yeah, after having your baby too.
Postpartum is real, y'all. I tell you, I really and truly, I never was diagnosed with it, but I really and truly feel like I had it.
Even like 2019, it was a little incident that occurred with me or whatever. I would go to work and I would go home, take a shower, sleep. I didn't care about eating. Eating never crossed my mind. Like I was just like, I knew then I was depressed. Yeah, And I know now since I just had a baby, like I do have sometimes I feel like I'm just. It ain't even my baby. It's just me. I just feel like I'm just depressed. It'll hit me like at nighttime. Like sometimes I just.
And then living alone too.
Yeah.
Kind of, and then there's a difference. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not gonna say I never lived alone. I did live alone for a little short period of time before I met Kareem and stuff, moving out of the house. But I will say that people who say that they live alone versus people who always have lived with somebody, it's a major difference because that person who lives alone, they don't have nobody to really talk to. Just think about it. You just you moseying around about your day through your apartment or your house or whatever. You ain't really got nobody to talk to unless you get on the phone and talk to somebody. So you just gonna
It's
go to
easier
work.
to
It's
not
easier.
talk to-
Exactly.
It's easy to not talk to somebody.
Exactly.
That's me.
Sadie, I was gonna say,
I was
Sadie,
like,
you live alone,
that's
so how
me.
you
Yeah,
feel
how's
about that?
that?
With
When you got your
depression and
kids.
anxiety and panic attacks.
Yeah. So you have personally experienced anxiety, panic attacks, and depression.
I
Okay,
suffer
so
panic
that's you do suffer with panic. Okay.
So, living alone, I think my biggest blessing about living alone is that I have my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I am a very secluded person. Like, I'm in the house, and I used to could not wait to move here. Like, I used to, and you could, I
know.
mean, she
Yeah.
knows.
We
Like,
talk
I
about
have
it
been
all the
planning
time.
on
I
moving
remember when
here.
you told me.
Oh,
Yeah.
forever.
And I was
For
like, where's
years
Sadie at?
and
She in
years.
Dallas. I ain't
Yeah.
even seen her.
Girl,
But for
I'm talking about
years.
currently live the life of a hermit crab. Like, you wouldn't even know I even live here.
Right.
Like, I literally stay in the house.
So let me ask you this, Sadie. I know you said when you were small that you were you felt like you were secluded, kind of. You were. So do you think that that's just kind of following you, and you're kind of following that path?
Yeah, a little bit, because I'm the only girl my mom has, and I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. And my younger brother, you can't tell him that he's not my older brother. So like, it's like having, two older brothers, just one I take care of.
Right.
But like, I'm the peacekeeper.
Right.
So I'm the mediator, the peacekeeper. I'm the, person who you run and call when you got something to talk about, when you got to unload.
You're the go-to.
I'm the go-to.
You're the strong one.
I'm the keeper.
You're the strong one that need.
I'm the keeper.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the mediator, the secret keeper, the venter. I get both sides of the story, but I don't play sides. So like, I had to get to a point before I actually had my panic attacks. I had to get to a point where I was like, you know what? No. Okay. Well, I tell you what.
Boundaries.
Go ahead. And that's what I'm still having to work on, because I went to therapy twice. Yeah. And I still try to keep in contact with my counselor, because you know what? I understand that I have several dysfunctions, not only mentally, but, especially dealing with relationships. Like, that is a whole nother ball game, especially like bringing people around my kids, and especially living, dealing with the way people are now. You have to be even more cautious of your children.
Yeah,
like sex trafficking, kidnapping, pedophiles, and let's not even get on the fact that they're trying to make pedophilia an actual thing to where it's okay. They're trying to make it sound okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to smooth it over a little bit.
Taking it too far.
Yes, they are. But it's a lot of things that you have to factor in when you have two little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you may live alone and you may want to do all these things. Yeah. But it's not just you. Like, I feel like a lot of people, and it's sad the kids have to suffer for it, but I feel like a lot of people, when they have these boyfriends and they let their kids stay with these, just these momentary people. And then you go to the store and come back and your child's dead. Yeah. And this your boyfriend you've been dating 6 months or a year or something like that.
We gotta stop that. We gotta stop that. We gotta stop letting.
Absolutely.
That's one that definitely needs to break. Letting your children go any and everywhere
with any and everybody.
It's a no for me, right?
Yeah. It is a big no.
Yes. I don't even apologize for the inconvenience. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Like, I could see if, you know what I'm saying, even when, like, my girls are 7 and 9, only with certain people. Like, right now they're with my best friend. But besides my best friend and my sister, those are the only people my kids are allowed to go with. Like, outside of my family, that's it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's it.
It do take a village, but that's fine.
That's fine.
It takes a village. Yeah, that's your child. And I'm looking at somebody sideways that if your kid has 15 different babysitters or houses that they're allowed to go to.
Yes. Why?
And I say, hey, this about to be clink clink. Like, you gonna know my house, Sweetie house. That's
Sweetie.
Hey,
y'all, I'm gonna be Sweetie.
Tyrell mama house. Like, it's not just
girl. I do not blame you. Okay. And even with a boy,
that's me.
It's girl, JD goes nowhere. And he's 13. I don't care.
No.
My mama, my daddy. No, you're not spending the night nowhere.
Yes, enough for me.
That's sleepover.
We're just gonna explain now.
Why do you think? Look, here I go.
And I'm
They
gonna
can't come over here.
Right.
They can't come over here. Well, call their mama. They can come over here.
They can come over
And y'all,
here.
and I already told JB, Makaya only friend.
Okay.
My friends at school, those are not your friends.
Oh no!
I don't know your mom. I don't know their parents. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Y'all can meet up. Look, meet up with a new friend.
Where?
No, your friend.
No, not a friend.
Barely want him to go to the bed.
Think about that. That's stressful as a parent because like your kids making friends. Like I'm not like the friendliest of people, but I feel like you need to like really know people's parents and stuff.
You do.
Now I gotta think about building friendships and that communication was like
That's
what
what.
is
Now you see, but I think that with you becoming a mom, you will be able to see some things. Now you're not gonna do all of the things I did. You're gonna do, but you're gonna take some bits and pieces, and you're gonna be like, let's see what Mama was talking about. I get it now. I get what she's saying because I'm in that mode. Because a light bulb went off in my head when I was a certain age. Mine went off a little earlier, just because I had you early. But it just becomes a time where they say, you know, when you come 30, when you turn 30, a light bulb goes off. Mm-hmm. When you turn, 40, a couple of light bulbs goes off. Ding, ding, ding. You got to get it together, But that's just kind of like the way of the world, the way it goes.
I want to ask, because you said like your family like comes to you and like they all want to like vent and like lay their stuff on you. Mm-hmm. I've like literally, you guys like ended friendships with people who put too much on me. Oh, wow. And I didn't like realize that's I think kind of like a trigger for me. But like I'm okay with you like venting, like that's friendship. Like you vent, you're gonna talk about whatever. But have y'all ever had those friends that's just like, you are always going through something, and I'm not your therapist. Like I don't feel like being in that headspace right now. I didn't realize like and that's maybe why I'm such a like cut you off type of person. It's just like you been getting on my nerves a lot lately. Like I'm just about to get a break on you. Yeah. But I realized that that's a personal boundary for me because I could start taking on I'm in a good mood right now. Like I don't want to because you.
Transfers of energy.
Yeah, transfer energy. You don't know that you like taking this
because if you're having a great day, that's why they say that's why they're so big on these boundaries.
Be big on your boundaries.
Yes, and literally that's a big thing because if I come to you all the time about like every time you see me, I'm talking about this same thing, or I got another set. It's like, oh my goodness, I was watching kind of not off topic, but just on this topic, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and Rashida was telling her people that y'all only come to me when y'all want something, and then y'all want to cry when I want to hear what's going on, but y'all don't call me, just say what's up, let's hang out as a family. Right. You calling me, God, I need $1,000. Can you help me? Yeah. I need some money. I mean, that could be annoying.
It is. And that's definitely bounds for you to get cut off.
Yeah. You had this conversation where I told you, I got to a point, and like me and you talked about this. I've always been that friend everybody gonna come to. Like it just, but I'm always gonna be there. I feel like, I say I don't have many friends, but I'm your friend, I'm your girl, I got you. But it's like, dang, who I got to go to? Why I always gotta be the strong friend? Why I'm the one, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can somebody check on me? Every now and then. Just check on me.
How am I?
Yeah, check
let
on
me do this. No, you know what? You ain't got it. I got you. I got
people that don't never let you vent, like you try to get out a little something, but it didn't flip into their you know what?
I was saying that point. Girl, let me call you back.
Right. Somebody on my line.
I would tell somebody, girl, my turtle in there frying chicken.
Right. Not the turtle.
Girl, my turtle is in there frying chicken. Girl, I got to go.
The turtle.
But the therapist thing is real. Like you can go to just go. You don't need to be sad. You don't need to be happy. Right. You can go to your therapist and just unload.
Yes. So do you guys talk? I personally haven't done it yet. I plan to. I plan to. And I me and Kareem have talked about this. I encourage us both to do it. We haven't been to counseling, y'all, since marriage counseling, and we done made it almost. But we had 18 years in a couple of weeks. So I guess we done did something. We did it pretty right.
Right.
Okay. But I'm just saying, do you think that everybody needs to go to therapy at
Yeah.
some point, even if maybe nothing is wrong, or maybe if you have a great life.
Yeah, I think
You think that
like,
it's something that everybody needs to do.
so. I feel like when you talk to friends and family, a lot of people, when you talk to them, they don't talk to like listen and hear you and process what you're saying. They're just listening to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So you need an unbiased person that knows,
Exactly.
that doesn't know you, nothing about you, none of your people. You need someone that is completely unbiased on, you know what I'm saying, what, just how you feel.
Right.
Because everybody else you talk to, well, that's how I make you feel. Or, you know what I'm saying, I'm not telling you this for a negative response, or I'm not telling you this just so you can give me advice on, what you think I should do, or we have this bad day. If I was you.
Right.
That kills me. That if I was you, like I literally had a mental snap for a second, because that if I was you, I had to get to a point where I was like, if I was you, hold up. Wait a minute. You ain't even taking the advice you giving me.
Yeah.
I'm not finna listen to that. That if I was you're not even doing what you think you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But you want to give me advice on, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. Or that, girl, ain't nothing wrong with you.
You gotta be careful. We said the same thing. You gotta be careful who you go to.
Yeah,
I feel like
advice.
I feel like for me, advice is only information for me.
Yes.
Like if I choose to use it in any form or context, then that I'm only taking what I was supposed to take out of it, what I was supposed to receive out of, the conversation.
Doesn't mean go do it.
Right.
Just
like
my opinion.
That I'm just like, when you say, I'm gonna go to the mall, and somebody said, oh, well, I'll be ready. Wait, no,
I didn't
I
ask
said,
you.
I'm going to the mall. I'm not inviting you. I'm not extending an invitation. I just want you to know that that's where I'm going, friend. That's it.
Right.
So let me ask y'all this: when you said about therapy, do y'all feel like you have to go to a licensed therapist, or do you feel like you actually can have, say, a friend or a relative that's unbiased and you can go to that person?
I feel like it's going to be limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to a licensed.
Yeah.
Your experience is not going to be the same, because if somebody knows you personally, no matter what, they have a view of you, of your family, of your husband, of your kid. Like, they have an opinion. It's the same concept of, I don't believe in going to my mama or my stepdaddy about relationship problems with my husband. They're biased. You're going to take my side, or you feel like you know how, like, just your opinion though of like it's going to be skewed just because it's human nature. You can't help it. We're family.
I don't think so. I think it's some people you can go to and they're going to be biased regard. They're going to
like me. I feel like
because I'm that person.
Yeah,
she can come to me. I'm not going to just take your side.
Yeah, she gonna tell me right from wrong. But I also had it on the flip side. I didn't went to a counselor. I still go to one. So,
but do you?
You still have that outlet,
of somebody else. Yeah, and that's fine. And she may be able to give you the real, but that counselor is gonna give you a whole different perspective, a way of it. Sheena may have given you that perspective, but just giving it to you in a dose. That's in a friend dose. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Your mama for all your little ailments you got with your body, but then you talk to your doctor and it's different.
I didn't know that.
All this time we really didn't know about it.
But a lot of people, when they go to counseling, they feel like they crazy, because that's how I was. I almost didn't go because I was just like, man, I don't want people to think I'm crazy. But when I went, I was just like, dang, I should have been did this.
And why is that, y'all? Why is that in the black? It's mainly in the black community, because I'm putting it out there. White people been going to counseling. Been in therapy. Yeah, they was in therapy a long time ago before we even knew what therapy was, honey. So they got therapy figured out. Right. They even know how to when they go through. Yeah, they can work through the therapy.
Well, I'm still working on the therapy thing, y'all. I'm one of those like black people that I'm just do therapy. But maybe if I try it,
but you need to try with somebody you can relate to.
And see, that's a big thing for me too. If I can't relate to you, I don't care what you say,
right,
ma'am? Because what you just sit here listening at me talk, like, are you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, do you know my struggle?
Yeah.
Have you been broke before?
Right,
ma'am?
I don't want that.
Well,
Get you up.
Get you up.
Do you want a black female? Get a
It
black
gotta be. It
female.
gotta be.
You gotta do your
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
And
And
that
that
matters.
matters.
Like
And
that.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it because I'm honestly, I'm one of the ones. I'm like,
It sounds weirder and it looks weirder on TV than what it is in real life.
Yes. Because when I
It's
went, I was
not-
just
yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
my
I think
gosh,
it's a lot like
like,
that.
You
because
feel,
Deja really
feel
opened
light.
me more up to it. Because
Yeah.
when you went, I'm like, okay.
because I was just like, man, I'm finna just go ahead and go.
Right.
And I told her, I was just like, when I said I almost canceled on you. I said I almost did. And she was just like, what you gonna call me? I was like, And then I was like, yeah, I was gonna go ahead and call you. I can tell you I ain't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
But when
Right.
I went, I kept going and I still go. Like even now, I just had me one session like post baby. And
Right.
it's like hearing stuff from somebody that's a whole stranger. Like
Yeah.
it's different than somebody I actually know.
Yeah.
Besides,
Yeah.
I know y'all gonna tell me right from wrong regardless, but she's somebody
She don't.
she don't know me like that,
Right.
So I
And
like
then you
that.
may also feel more comfortable sometimes when we're talking to people that we know. We leave certain things out
Oh yeah.
Oh.
that you know what I'm saying.
'Cause
No
you don't
matter
wanna give
how
that- you
close,
don't wanna
but
give
see,
that-
no
you
matter-
don't
do that.
But that's
that's-
what I'm saying.
But that's like with my
but that's
regular
real,
friends.
though.
I don't tell them everything.
That's why I want to know everything.
Okay,
That's
so
why if you come to me talking, or if I'm coming to somebody for advice,
You
I'm gonna
give
tell
me
you what I did
everything.
too, because I want you to tell me.
Because
Was
if
I
you leave
wrong?
that piece of puzzle
Yeah, if
out,
you leave
it
something
ain't
out-
making sense to me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
So
put
they
it
gonna
it's not gonna be
automatically be on my side.
Exactly.
Like
It's
my
not
other
gonna be helpful
friends.
either way,
Mhm.
whether whoever you talking to.
Yeah.
So you
But I
gotta
think you're
tell
more
it all.
open to talking to somebody who don't know you, who you feel
Right.
like. I think a lot of things is we feel like we're gonna be judged.
because
Yeah.
that's
Like they gonna judge me if
Right. It's
I
a
have.
ugly
I'm the
place.
person.
Everybody cares.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the person that got it together. And on my Instagram, I look like I'm doing good. And on my Facebook, I'm living the life. But
In real life,
nobody
yeah.
knows that I'm depressed.
Right.
You know, that's what some people want to. That's why you can't look on people's social media
No,
and judge
social
them.
yeah,
media
social
is just
media.
all for show. If you
Yeah.
take
That's it.
anything from social media besides entertainment, you need to see somebody.
to read
And
the
then-
Bible.
But
Totally different
sometimes a
life.
lot of people go to social media to vent. They think
That's their therapy.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
their
and that
That's
hurts
so
my
aggravating.
I hate
Like what you
it.
telling them for? They
Hate
don't
it.
care.
Okay.
Hate it.
That's their diary.
Like if I'm on Facebook and I see a paragraph, you have talked too much for me. I'm annoyed. Like, why are you that open? Like,
Yes.
I don't even like. And you ever go past somebody's stuff and you like, I don't even talk to you really in real life. Like we're Facebook friends, but we're not. I don't want to know these things about you.
They
They
Oh,
too
okay.
open on social media.
Yeah,
are.
it's way too
You know when they're
open.
mad. You know when
Yes,
they're sad.
yes.
You know where they're going.
You know
You know
all
where they
your
don't wanna go.
business.
You know.
My social media is
Yes.
so boring. You know, if I'm having a good meal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Or
y'all
when
know
it's
I'm
my
on the boring and
anniversary.
food. That's
Like,
why y'all
it's
are
a bare
sleeping.
minimum. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
dang, Amber, you don't post because I'm living life in real life.
Like real life.
Exactly.
In real life.
Exactly.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Do you feel like you can learn more from a stranger than you can learn from a family member, friend, or relative?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I feel like you can.
I feel like it depends. Yeah.
I feel
possible.
like it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah,
It's
it
possibility.
depends.
That person doesn't know you personally, but that person may have gone through some things or maybe have experienced some things that your brother don't know nothing about.
Well, you said learn from a family member.
Huh.
Learn from them.
Well, yeah, like when I say learn, I mean like on all platforms, like seeing, hearing, you know what I'm saying, just the things that you do or how you respond to stuff, how you react, how you know what I'm saying, just whatever it is, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're trying to learn.
That could be the stigma around therapy. That could be why Sheena's like hesitant about therapy because it seems like you're a stranger. You don't know me like that.
But I like that because I don't even get close to people like that.
Right.
So that,
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the
There
thing.
we go.
Yeah.
That's
It
what-
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, don't get too close.
Right.
Yeah.
Right
Hey,
there.
Kenisha.
I know this all so well. She did me like this for a whole 2 years.
I won't tell you nothing. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So my other question was the stigma on, you know, like Deja said, feeling like you're crazy, you know, and that's been heavy also in the Black community where they make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, something has to be wrong with you if, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to therapy or if you're actually going to see, just to, even just to clear your mind, just to have, that unbiased opinion. To tell somebody like, oh, well, I'm finna go see, I'm finna go see my therapist, I'm finna go see my counselor, this, that, and the third. And, oh, what's wrong with you? You must be crazy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Yeah. So where it makes people feel that, well, is there something wrong with me? Right. You know what I'm saying? Does it have to be something wrong for me to, take the route of therapy?
Do you think we're getting past that, though?
What?
Or you think we're getting a little past
I feel like
the crazy thing?
Yeah.
I don't think it's many people
I think now
say that as they used to.
Yeah. Right. People realize like your brain is like your body. Your body can break, your brain can break. Yeah. Like it's it can be off. Like
and we're human.
Right.
But I also feel like when you go to some therapists, they always recommend medicine. And medicine is not a fix.
That's why.
And if they're like that, you don't go to them.
They're trying to get you on something, and then you feel like you gotta have that medicine. If I don't take this medicine, then I don't feel right throughout my day.
Right.
I don't want that.
Right.
I only want one natural medicine. I don't want
What's the natural medicine? Praying about it.
No. No.
Oh yeah.
Pray all right.
It's
from the earth.
Yeah. Because I didn't tell. I hid my panic attacks for the longest. Like the only I had one. My panic attacks are random. And when I say random, like I went to therapy, tried to figure out what my triggers are. It's random. They are random. And when I say random, I mean like I could be driving on the freeway and bust out into a panic attack.
Yeah. And I was there when you did that. It scared me because I didn't know. I just wanted to come over there and hug you. I didn't know at that time that you were having a panic attack. I just thought something was wrong with you. And I said, oh my God, Sadie's crying. What's wrong with it, y'all?
Trying to keep it from happening.
Yeah. So it's real life.
Oh yeah. So I feel like that was one of the main reasons why, like, most people say, like you said, go to your doctor and tell your doctor, that you're experiencing these things. Right. But my thing is, I don't want you to sit here and say, oh, okay, well, this is what you're experiencing. This is what, okay. Then this is the checklist. Okay, but this is what I'm going to prescribe you.
Yes.
See, doc, that's what we're going to follow out.
No, we're not even done talking.
Exactly.
You're already trying to give me medicine.
Trying to prescribe me something.
I'm not coming to you for a prescription.
Right. But see, a lot of people do.
Medical history.
A lot of people do. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people go just to be prescribed something.
And that's why they're all the quick script.
Yeah. So I see both sides. I see both sides. Like as a nurse, and I see the doctors is like, okay, some people come in straight up like, I want my Xanax. I need my Xanax. So doctors get used to being like, okay, boom, 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 boom,
because that's what's up a hassle for him. He already know what you coming in for.
So like, I be telling people all the time. I tell mom and them all this. I'm about to be like, girl, shut up. Advocate for yourself at the doctor's. Like, say what you want. Say what you need. Say if you're not happy with something. No, I'm not comfortable with that. Is it like people think like the doctor like your mama or your dad?
Yeah,
like you
gotta do what they say. You ain't gotta do what they say. You can ask for an alternative. If you don't want an alternative, go to somebody else.
Right.
Because you're not gonna shoot me up with nothing that I don't want to be shot up with. If it's not anything that's saving my life, you just think it's, in your opinion, it's gonna help me. No, thank you. I'll stretch.
So that leads me into my next question, which I'm glad we have medical personnel all on the staff on the table. As Black women,
whole medical staff,
right? as Black women in the medical field, do you feel like Black women get different treatment versus other races?
When it comes to
take a sip? Did she take a sip?
Different treatment when it comes to
different situations.
Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah. Working in the ER, I've seen, and not just Black women, Black people. I've seen. Hold up, partner. Hold on. Why are you doing them like that? You dismissive. Hold on. So me, I've even went behind. What do you need?
So do you think that it's systemic racism, or do you think it's just how as they're trying to adhere it to, well, that's just how the medical history has been written, where it's Black people are supposed to be more prone to pain and all of this other stuff.
They're able to handle it.
Opinion?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's intentional systemic racism. It's turned into it because there's so many people doing it, and that's kind of created the system. But I believe it is a personal thing with white physicians or whatever culture they're from. You don't know how to communicate with Black people.
Right.
You already have your preconceived notions of how Black people act, what they're in the ED for. You have your prejudice coming into it. I don't think they're going into it like, you know what, y'all, we about to go kill 7 Black people on shift today. I won't say that. Because I've worked alongside doctors, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I feel like, oh, every time we had a Black patient, they just like. But I feel like if there's a certain type of Black person that speaks a certain way, that is dressed a certain way, automatically they turn it. Yeah, they just like
they label you.
They just hear this. Okay, boom, I'm out.
I'm seeing a Black dude coming there full of tats. They already got something in their head about you.
They already feel a certain way about you. They run your little talk screen. They see marijuana in there. They're like, so you shouldn't be doing. And I've heard the conversation. I'll be like, bruh, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, they smoke weed on the side.
That's not why.
That's not why they're
the curriculum.
So because I working in the NICU, I would go to deliveries and like see like the labor and delivery side. So I can't say that I felt like the Black women were like shunned or like ignored and stuff like that. But if you looked a certain way, if they found marijuana in your talk screen and they were trying to test your baby, then that's when the attitude towards you changes. That's where it comes from, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
When I had went and got induced, I had all my nurses was white, so everybody was cool. My doctors was white. Everybody was cool. After I had my baby, I had this one Black nurse. She was rude as hell, but I ain't say nothing.
You can
She
have
was,
them.
but she was,
That
she
can
was,
happen too.
Yeah, you can have them.
but she was
Heavy
real.
Heavy up.
Heavy
Yeah.
on them.
They
If
will.
you-
Yeah, she was
have
so
those
rude,
to
but
be your own.
I was so high from my.
So you couldn't even be mad at her.
I was just like, I just
Okay,
pushed this
lady.
baby. I'm tired.
with me today.
Right, because if I wasn't in the state that baby, who you talking to? But I was just so high, just push this baby out, baby. I want to go to sleep, like, so I just let her, girl.
So and people out there, you can always check. I would like a new nurse. Where's the charge nurse?
I ain't got the
every
energy
day.
for that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, girl, whatever.
Don't like it. I'm not comfortable.
I'm finna leave this room anyway. I'm finna go upstairs to my real room.
Right.
So,
My real room.
Because it's again heavy on those because
That
again
happens.
that preconceived idea of you coming in here looking a certain way, talking a certain way, dressed a certain way. It could be your own people that will come in and really treat you like, okay, you know what? Before I go to jail, let me go.
Let me get out.
Let me leave the hospital.
because when I went to the hospital at 10:30 at night, and so I had this one white nurse. She was real nice. She was telling me her stories about her being pregnant and all that, and so she gave me some medicine right before she left at 6:00. And so I was so high, I was just like, okay, well, just come back and say bye when you leave or whatever. I had a little energy to that. And she came and she was like real nice. She came and said bye to me. She gave me a hug. That Black lady, I was like, girl, like, I ain't have the energy, but I was just, what you come here for? What attitude for?
Jesus.
It just,
So we can
Our Black people can act up sometimes.
Yes.
But what about the ones that get in a position of authority?
Oh,
child.
Look,
They not ready.
Y'all ready?
We all off topic, but literally my worst bosses have been Black women.
Yes, amen.
Yes.
Black women.
Against other women.
Yes. And I'd be like, bruh.
Y'all.
I thought we was on this
Like we making the eyes. Like you gotta say
Yeah. Like, and you act like this.
you went in that meeting and came out brand new on me.
Oh, okay. That is so true. Black women.
Yeah. And
And this is the sad part because I was, and I experienced it in school. Like I was
Black
in
teachers, amazing.
girl, I was in clinicals for radiology. It was a all-female department. One guy. He was the clinical instructor, which means he didn't teach class. He just watched over us in clinic. So, and the program leader, and it would be like it was only one that like dared to differ away from, the group.
Mm-hmm.
Because they set the standards for everyone. They control your grade. So you have to pay homage to, get by. But it was one that felt like I could talk to you any kind of way. I could say what I want. I could do what I want because you're in a position where you need me. I got mine. And that was their mindset. Oh, I got mine. You need me to get yours.
Yeah.
So whatever I say to you, and in this tone, whatever I say to you, deal with it. And that's why I had to repeat my rotation. Because I don't know how to shut up. Like, you just not going to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's real.
So do y'all
I had racist instructors for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So do y'all think that I'm back on mental health again, y'all. So with the mental health, there's so many people that's saying it's coming out, that's saying they have it. You got sports figures, you got all these Charlamagne the God, when he came out with his thing about his depression and anxiety. I don't know if y'all saw the video on him. I watched it. I don't know why. I think because they made it like a big deal. My question is, when you have that, I feel like it's more so of the people who have so much money. They have all this money and can have all the mental. It seems like they have the worst mental problems.
That stuff will exacerbate.
Yes, when you have money, why do you think that if I got? Because we grew up going, if I had money, I'd be fine. I don't have no problems.
Right?
Money can't buy happiness.
So why do you think that? Do you think if you had money that you be all good? Because I know we were joking about it, and we was like, "Oh, I take that money, and we going on trips." But
truly, the problem still gonna be there.
Yeah, I think it's money and fame, but too, just with money, your financial things but you can now have strains with different family members asking for money. You can have different problems worrying about keeping your money and all that. Like, it's just different stressors.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
There it goes.
But it's real.
It's real.
It's really real.
I know if I ever came into some money, I don't want the fame. You can keep
Keep it.
Don't be good. I don't
even say my name.
Right.
I'm on the ticket like this.
Under the radar. And that's why a lot of celebrities are like, people always think like, oh, Beyonce's whatever. She probably be protecting her mental health.
Yes,
like, that stuff will make you crazy. How open people are on social media, how opinionated everybody is about everything.
Reading the comments.
Soon as something come out about them, the whole world knows.
Now
and
you got
people too.
Cancel culture stuff, and that's a different conversation. But it's just like all types of. I think that I feel like celebrities are more prone to be. Yeah.
So that's
So
why
you
they have
think
a lot of
you
mental
can be you really just can be broke and happy with no mental issues.
I don't know. Why they gotta use the time? Not broke. Financially stable.
Financially stable.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I ain't claiming broken.
Not broke.
No.
We're not even putting that word in the atmosphere. We're not using that term.
We're gonna say we're on a financial incline.
I mean, because that's what we were talking about the Simone Biles. It's just kind of like what drew her to saying that? Do y'all think that was real? Do you think it was something that is she having a mental breakdown? Was she really having a mental breakdown, or was that something that she just felt like I can't be out here with this? Just say something.
That could be a mental breakdown, though, right?
Right. I feel like you can get a mental breakdown, but I feel like it's hard to answer if it was
really
real
or not,
because
we can't really judge that.
Right. See, mental health is a real tricky thing because you can never the ones you can see, like actual, if you're displaying it,
right,
then But I feel like certain stuff when it comes to mental health is really hard to be like,
because you have to be sensitive to it, right?
Right, because you don't know, like like, well, I see you and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't see you in this kind of light, or, you know what I'm saying? I see you and I don't see you going through this, or, you know, you haven't talked to me about it.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, to where it's like, okay, so maybe it's not as real for me as it is for you.
Right, yeah. Because just like you say with your panic attacks, if we wouldn't, well, we actually seen it, but if we wouldn't, we're like, oh, Sadie, good. You know, we wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't know about anxiety or anything. We wouldn't know, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, oh, you good. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of people hide.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people hide it.
Oh,
I don't think nobody would know if
good.
anybody.
Yeah.
I think the best people that are in depression, live life to the fullest in front of everybody. And behind closed doors, they depressed as hell. So, you know, do you think that the people you live with should take heed or take notice to when things start to change in your behavior?
So.
I would
hope so.
But what
like
about like me and Sadie?
It's gonna be hard. I think I probably can tell them.
But I know that kids are very smart. Kids have energy.
So my baby helped me a lot through a panic attack, because, and she's like really sensitive towards me now, to where she's kind of clingy a little bit. So she's more so, and she's not.
I want to make sure my
right. So now it's like, if I'm off to myself somewhere, she's like, "You good?" And she'll say, "Mommy, look at me." She's like, "Are you okay? You're not gonna have." You okay, right? Girl, go away.
That's good. Right. Yeah. It's definitely tough for you, Deja.
You know, look, he's gonna be not rocking him. He gonna open his eyes.
Right.
I'm rocking him too much. Hold on, mama. Yeah. So hopefully they will
I think
take
that's important, though. I think it's important because when you're living with, you know, when you're living with your spouse, when you married, most, you know, us 3 married, 2 single people, it's different. Yeah, it's different. But sometimes when you're in a marriage, sometimes y'all get into your own modes and your levels and stuff. And you know, Brandon, y'all work different shifts. You work, you know, night shift. When you're coming home, Brandon leaving out, right? When you're getting off, or y'all miss. So that could cause a confliction or
that's
a little
why it's
breakdown.
important to stay connected in communication. Because Brandon, the one really told me when I fell into that spot, he was like, "Hold on, you," because he's the one that really noticed it on me. Good. And you know what I'm saying. So
like, what's wrong with you?
Like,
why you sleeping? Yeah,
like, what?
Those are signs that you're going through something.
Definitely.
You're sleeping too much, like you were saying. You're sleeping. I'm sleeping all the time. I don't really want to see nobody today. Like I really go through that a lot, though, y'all. I go through those little bouts of. I ain't trying to be funny. Sometimes I just
don't want to deal with nobody.
I want to be by myself. I love myself. I be wanting to be one with myself.
Oh yeah.
Like I
feel you. Do you be like that too, Amber?
Oh yeah. I'm a very introverted. Like,
Me too.
And I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. I would consider myself ambivert. What they say, a little bit of both. Yeah. But I definitely
introvert
sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes
you can, and I can't even really say anything about my kids being that way because I kind of see where they get it from. Like, now I'm more so of energy based. Like, I'll sit back and listen. I'll sit back and watch. Like, I can even be interactive, but I still, you know, your energy is how I would perceive, you know what I'm saying, you as a person.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
But before,
she hit you. Hey, you seen it? She hit you with that one.
It's the hay. And that's it.
It's the hay.
It's just the hay. Because, and that goes back to what you asked me earlier, you know, with me being secluded as a younger person, does that tie into now? I feel like, yeah, because, I mean, I had a point and this was in middle school. I don't know why, but I had a counselor put me in anger management. Mind you, I am a, you know, secluded person. Like, I don't talk to people. I didn't have friends. Like, I mean, I had friends. I had people that I talked to, but outside of school, nothing. Like, no. Yeah. Like, we were just school friends. But to them, they was like, oh, and they put me in anger management and they put me in this program called Big Brothers and Big Sisters. So they gave me a mentor too. Yeah. So first they made me give up my gym time and we went to the T buildings and like literally sat down. It's like 4 or 5 of us. And they was like, well, we're doing this because, you know, you don't talk to people. You don't have any friends. Like, you know, you don't say much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what you want me to say?
Right.
Like, I mean, what?
Yeah.
So they literally made us get in this room, talk about our feelings, talk about our dreams. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying, trying to decompress us. And we're children. Like, I don't have to always talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And so now coming into like being an adult, trying to get into the ambivert part of it, like I think working, I started working at 18, and that's what helped me slowly get into being an ambivert. Otherwise, I'd be.
Yeah. Don't want to talk to you. Yeah, because I mean, mental health kind of starts from when we are kids. If we really just think about it.
Oh yeah.
It starts out from how you're being raised at home. It starts out from what you're learning at school.
Yes.
It can get confusing. What my mama said, what my teacher said, what my friends said. Oh, it's different. Oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to none of them. I just want to go in my room. If I tell her that, she's gonna be mad. So I'm just not gonna say anything. So I think that's where, you know, it kind of starts out from. So any last I was gonna say any last comments before we wrap it up, y'all?
If you're going through like depression or anything of the sort and you don't have anybody, an outlet, go to therapy. Like don't feel like you crazy. Like you'll feel so much better.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
I went to because I didn't want to go to a physical therapist office. Like, because again, that stigma where, you know, something wrong with you.
Right.
So I did it through a virtual app called BetterHelp. And that's who I go through to see my therapist through.
Okay.
And it's
virtual.
Yeah, we can either text and chat or video chat.
So that's what I'm saying. So they got all these new avenues that you can do. You don't have to go into the office. You can do everything virtual. I like that.
You like the virtual?
I like
the
I
was just gonna say
I'm gonna try. We should try it at the same time, Sheena.
I like to be face to face.
Yeah, I like to be face. I need to feel you out.
Yeah, feel the energy.
Yeah. You know, I'm already like, hold on. I wanna.
So, what are your last thoughts? Any last thoughts, Amber?
No, I think y'all took everything. I agree. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
You feel like you need it.
Because you're not crazy.
Right.
Right.
Crazy.
You are not crazy.
No.
You feeling what you feeling. Right. For a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying, since if he pissed you out, you feeling what you feeling.
All right. Well, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. Before Amber delivered, we finally got this podcast. We've been talking about this podcast for a long time. We're trying to get it together, and I know y'all will probably be seeing us again because we will have some other great topics that we want to talk about. Appreciate y'all for joining. I appreciate the man behind the mic for letting me take over his spot tonight.
Thank you, man behind the mic.
Hopefully I did okay. But that's it, and we're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Huh?
If y'all want a part two,
part two.
Let us know.
Oh, any part twos? If you need a part two to this, let us know.
Okay.
In the background, people talking. You're not a part of this one, Casey.
Shout out those bartenders.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the mobile bartenders were K-Sap and B Hunt. They assisted us with our beverages tonight. All right, we gonna see y'all on the next one. Deuces.
Bye bye.
One thing.